Start with the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most grateful. Dear students of class 6, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome you in Pakistan International School, Taif's virtual learning system. How are you students? I hope you all are well, fine, and working hard with your studies. Dear students, today we have English lecture number 43. This is grade 6. And we are going to learn the novel Around the World in 80 Days. And we have chapter number 23 of the novel Around the World in 80 Days. And the name of the chapter is Phileas Fogg is arrested in the Queen's name. Phileas Fogg is arrested in the Queen's name. And we have the page number 131 to 135 of the chapter 23. And here is your teacher, Sarfraz Nadeem. Dear students, the last lecture, lecture number 42, was about the lesson 27, the first aid. And now we have, this is second last chapter of the novel Around the World in 80 Days. After this, we have a last chapter of the Around the World in 80 Days. And we have a last chapter about the Guided English Introductory Book, and that would be chapter number 30. So, dear students, today we have chapter 23, Phileas Fogg is arrested in the Queen's name, and novel Around the World in 80 Days. Let's start the novel, chapter 23. Here we are, dear students, chapter number 23, and that is the Phileas Fogg is arrested in Queen's name. Let's start. With the departure of the China went Phileas Fogg's last hope of reaching London on time. For there were no longer any steamers available to serve his need. Now, dear students, the word steamer means boat, ship like this. Passepartout was crushed. It was his fault. Instead of helping his master, he had put obstacles in his path. Now, obstacle means, dear students, barriers. You are supposed to put something in the way of another. So barriers create kind of problems in his path. Mr. Fogg, however, showed no signs of reproach. Reproach means, dear students, even he just created like 100 barriers in the way, but he was not ashamed of, means reproach means ashamed of, a disgrace kind of. He didn't feel kind of no sign of reproach. Rooms were taken for the night in a hotel. On the next day, Mr. Fogg proceeded towards the river docks in search of vessels that were ready to depart. Now here, dear students, the vessels means same the ship or boat like this. And here the proceeded means move ahead, to go ahead towards. Yes, we are here. At last, he could persuade Andrew Speedy of the Henrietta to take his party to Bordeaux. Now, dear students, here the name is Henrietta is the name, and to party to Bordeaux is the name of the city. Like for $2,000 for each passenger. Bordeaux was the Henrietta's destination, and the captain refused to change the route. The ship would start at 9 o'clock. Mr. Fogg and party boarded the Henrietta at 8:30. After an hour, the Henrietta sailed down the Hudson River and entered the sea. At noon the next day, a man climbed the bridge to ascertain the Henrietta's position. Now, dear students, here the word ascertain means to see, to check the route, the way of the Henrietta's, means the Henrietta is the name of a boat or ship, what you call it. It was not Captain Speedy, but Phileas Fogg. Captain Speedy was locked up in his cabin. Now here, dear students, Captain Speedy was definitely, the name was Speedy. He was a captain of that ship, Henrietta. But who was looking the position of the Henrietta? It was the Phileas Fogg, and Captain Speedy was locked up in his cabin. And who locked the his captain? Definitely, and Phileas Fogg. This is how it happened. Phileas Fogg wanted to go to Liverpool, but the captain had agreed to carry him only till Bordeaux. Now here, dear students, as you know that the Phileas Fogg wanted to go to the Liverpool, but the captain refused to go to Liverpool. He said, "No, I will just wait to Bordeaux." So that's why might be the Phileas Fogg locked him in the cabin. During the 30 hours he had been on board, Phileas Fogg had managed to win over the sailors and stokers with his banknotes, who were in bad terms with Captain Speedy. This was why Phileas Fogg was in command of the Henrietta instead of Captain Speedy, and the vessel was directing her course towards Liverpool. Now, here, the vessel means the port ship which was moving not to Bordeaux, but it was going to Liverpool. During the first few days of the journey, the Henrietta moved smoothly. Passepartout was delighted. He had forgotten the past, its vexations and delays had and was not. Now, vexation means the state of irritation or distress, and delays and was only, here we are, was only thinking of the go. Now nearly reached, Fix was dumbfounded. He could not believe that the Henrietta under Fogg's command was moving towards Liverpool. He was certain that Phileas Fogg was taking the steamer to a safe part of the world to hide his identity. As for Captain Speedy, he continued to howl and growl in his cabin, but the 16th of December, half of the way was almost accomplished. Later in the day, the engineer came to inform Phileas Fogg that there was not enough supply of coal to carry the steamer to Liverpool. Phileas Fogg thought over the new problem and then called for the captain. Captain Speedy appeared on the deck, filled with rage. Now, dear students, what happened when they just put a captain aside and they were just moving the steamer at the level? Now, by the 16th December, half of the way was almost accomplished. But later in the day, the engineer came to the inform Phileas Fogg that there is not enough supply of coal to carry the steamer to Liverpool. So it was a great problem for Phileas Fogg. So he called to the captain. The Captain Speedy appeared on the deck, filled with rage. I mean, definitely he was angry, rage, that why you put me out and you are just moving, because the captain was not moving to the Liverpool, he just was going to the Bordeaux. So that's why he was in anger and rage. I want you to sell me your vessel, as I want to burn her, at least the upper part. Burn my vessel? Cried Captain Speedy. My vessel is worth $50,000. Here are $60,000, replied Mr. Phileas Fogg, handed the captain a roll of banknotes. Now, dear students, keep in your mind over here that the Mr. Phileas Fogg called the captain and said, I want you to sell me your vessel as I want to burn her. Means I want to purchase, to buy this vessel. And why I want to purchase? Because I will burn her at least upper part. Then the you burn my vessel? Who said? Cried the captain. And his worth is $50,000. So then Mr. Fleece Fogg said, here are $60,000 he gave him at the roll of banknotes. It had an astonishing effect on him. It was great. Astonishing means very effective. The captain forgot at his wrath and his grudges with Mr. Fogg. His vessel was 20 years old and he had got a good bargain. Now the Mr. Captain becomes good because he just forget his all worries and anger, everything he forget. And he said that my vessel is 20 years old and a good handsome amount is given to me by Mr. Fleece. I will still have the iron hull and engine, asked the captain. Agreed, replied Mr. Fogg. As the captain was walking away with the banknotes, Mr. Fogg said, the vessel now belongs to me. Now, dear students, now you can see that the captain sold the vessel in $60,000 to Mr. Phileas Fogg, and now Phileas Fogg gave him the banknotes and said, "This the vessel now belongs to me." Certainly, from the keel to the truck of the mast, all the wood, as all the wood belongs to me, I order all the seats, bunks, and frames to be pulled down and burned, said Mr. Fogg. Says he said, surely means now the vessel is mine, and each and every part of the vessel belongs to me because I have paid for this. So now he ordered what kind of order? That the seats, bunks, frames to be pulled down and burned, said Mr. Fogg. Within the next few days, railings, fittings, and the top sides disappeared to keep up the fires. On the 20th, the Henrietta was reduced to a flat hull. Now, dear students, here it was kind of vessel, but when they put their seats, their frames, bunks, everything, they just put to burn in the fire. Now, on the 20th, the Henrietta was reduced, means it becomes small to a flat hull. Now, here, the dear students, the meaning, the word means a kind of ship, just a boat, a small one, in other words. By 10 in the evening, they were passing Queenstown. Mr. Fleece Fogg had only 24 hours left to reach London. Now, Mr. Fleece Fogg had only 24 hours to reach London, and they were now passing to Queenstown. Mr. Fogg decided to dock at the Queenstown when he learned that Queenstown was the port at which the steamers stopped to put off the mail. This mail was carried to Dublin by express trains. From Dublin, it was carried by the rapid boats to the Liverpool, and thus Mr. Fogg could gain 12 hours and reach Liverpool at noon the next day, and therefore would arrive in London at quarter before 9 in the evening. Now here, Phyllis Fogg decided to stay or to dock at Queenstown when he learned that the Queenstown was the port at which the steamers stopped to put off the mail, and the mail carried to Dublin by express trains, and from Dublin it was carried by the rapid boats to the Liverpool, and the Liverpool you will get easily to the London. So he decided to stay or to just change the boat, in other words, at the Queenstown. The Henrietta entered Queenstown at 1 o'clock in the morning. The party quickly went on shore. Shore there means the beach or a bank, you can say. Fix was ready with a warrant to arrest Mr. Fogg on the spot, but he did not. The party boarded the train and were in Dublin by dawn, means in early morning dawn. They embarked on one of the boats for Liverpool, and at 20 minutes before 12 on December 21st, Mr. Fogg and his companions reached Liverpool. He was only 6 hours away from London. At this moment, Fix came up and put his hand upon Mr. Fogg's shoulder and showed the warrant and said, I arrest you in the Queen's name. Now, dear students, as you learned that they reached at Queenstown and they at 1 o'clock, and then again they went to the shore and fixed ready with a warrant to arrest, but he couldn't. Mr. Fogg on the spot, but he did not. The party boarded the train. They boarded the train and were in Dublin by dawn, and they embarked on one of the boats from Dublin to Liverpool at 20 minutes before 12 on the December 21st. Mr. Fogg and his companion reached Liverpool. He was only 6 hours away from London. At this moment, Fix came up and put his hand upon Mr. Fogg's shoulder and showed the warrant and said, I arrest you. Who? Mr. Fogg's shoulder. Who came? Mr. Fix. So, dear students, this was all about the chapter, and now the chapter number 23 is done. Now we will move to the exercise portion of this chapter. We have, let's see how many exercise we have in this chapter. Here we are. This is exercise number 2. And in exercise number 2, what we have to do, very easy, dear students, look up the meanings of the following words in the dictionary and then use any 5 of them in sentence of your own. Now, dear students, here we have total how many words? 10 words are given. Sorry, 8 words. So you have to write the meanings and then use in the sentence. But for your easiness, for your convenience, I'm just going to tell you the meaning of these words and you have to use in your sentence and to send to me. Number 1 is over here, dear students, the word reproach, means shame, disgrace. Number 2 is proceed, means continue, forward, move ahead. Number 3, ascertain, means determined, confident. And number 4 is delighted, pleased, happy. Number 5 is vexations, means displeasure, irritation. Number 6, identity, individuality, or known, something, know his identity. Number 7 is rapid, means fast, uh, quick. And number last is 8, shore, means coast, beach, bank of the sea. So dear students, the words meaning is here. Now you have to use only in the sentences, like reproach. You have to use this word in reproach, proceeded, ascertain, like this. Now, dear students, we have exercise 3. Who speaks these words and to whom, when and where? Now, we have, dear students, this is exercise number 3. And what we have, I want you to sell me your vessel as I want to burn her, at least the upper part. Who said these words? Whom like this? Mr. Fleecefogue said to the captain that I want you to sell me your vessel as I want to burn her, at least the upper part. Number 2 is I will still have the iron hull and engine. Who said these words? He asked the captain from the Fleecefogue. Means captain said to the Fleecefogue. Number 3, I arrest you in the Queen's name. Mr. Fix said to the Mr. Fogg that I arrest you in the Queen's name. This is the last of this chapter, but still we have more one chapter. So now, dear students, this is exercise number 4. In this chapter, dear students, we have 4 exercises. So we are doing fill in the most suitable prepositions in the following sentences, choosing from the box below. Now we have, dear students, the 5 prepositions: at, with, on, in, and to, and you have to use these in the 7 sentence. One can be used twice, thrice, according to the sentence. So let's start to solve this exercise number 4. Number 1 is Jane said she would arrive dash the evening. So in the evening. Number 2, I am going my cousin to the cinema. I am going with my cousin to the cinema. Number 3, my uncle is coming dash my house. My uncle is coming dash my house. It's at my house. Number 4, the train leaves dash 6 o'clock. So it will be 6 o'clock. Number 7, Carol's best friend is angry with her. And number 6, the teacher wrote the words on the blackboard. And number last, we go to the hills day summer in summer. So here we have done the exercise number 4, fill in the most prepositions, dear students. Now one exercise left, and that is exercise number 1. And you are well aware that this is always about the question and answer. So look over here, we have the exercise number 1, and what we have to do, questions. Chapter number 23, Fleecefogue is arrested in the Queen's name. Answers the following questions. Now what you have to do, you have to the answer of these questions. Number 1 question is there, how did Mr. Fogg find the Henrietta? Means how that kind of ship he found. And number 2 is, why was the captain locked up in the cabin? Very easy. And number 3, how did Mr. Fogg manage to gather enough coal for the steamer? How he managed, what he did, who, Mr. Fogg, to move the steamer forward. So these are the three questions, dear students, and you have to write the answers. So this is your homework to do. Yes, as I told you that the four exercises are there. Exercise 2, exercise 3, and 4 are done by me. The exercise 1, answer the following question, is given to you as a homework. So you just finish this homework and send it to me. What will be the next lecture, dear students? And that will be, inshallah, lesson number 30, Sinbad the Sailor. This is from Guided English Introductory Book. This will be, inshallah, the last chapter of the English A, in other words, our guided books. As you are well aware that the Brighter Grammar Books chapters we completed, and this is the last chapter of the guided English book. And after this, we will have the last chapter of the novel as well, and that will be the 27th chapter of the novel, Around the World in 80 Days. That will be the, inshallah, the last one. So still we have more two lectures, lesson number 30 of the guided book, and then also the novel. So this is the next lecture. Dear students, this is all about today's lecture, and I have tried to level best to make you understand about the today's chapter, chapter number 23. And if you have any query, any problem, you can ask me just after this lecture on Zoom meeting. I will be available over there for you. And any query, any problem, you can send me a message to my WhatsApp number to ask that query. And the whatever the homework is given to you, you are supposed to complete it and send to me. And dear students, don't be so hurried during the messaging. Many students are saying that, sir, please hurry up, answer me, answer me. So you just send your message. Whenever I will get free, I will look your message, I will reply. Don't worry about. So this is all about today's lecture, dear students. Thank you for joining and have a good time ahead. And thank you and Allah Hafiz. Goodbye.